You're watching TVC Breakfast. Today is World Intellectual Property Day, and the theme for this year's celebration is Rich for Gold, IP and Sports.
The theme seeks to highlight the positive role that intellectual property plays in encouraging sports and other range of pursuits.
The day also encourages people to learn about the role that intellectual property rights play in innovation and creativity.
It is hoped that by commemorating the day, awareness of how patients copyrights, trademarks and design impact on daily life and the contribution made by creators and innovators to the development of societies will be promoted. The day seeks to publicize and popularize intellectual property protection laws and regulations across the globe. Now joining me is the chairman of the Copyright Society of Nigeria, Tony Okoroji. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, intellectual property. Let's bring it out to Nigeria. Do intellectual property owners enjoy the fruits of their creation?
The answer is most likely no, because the understanding of the importance of intellectual property, at best you can say, is work in progress in Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, we enjoy football, for instance, but we don't understand that people who are doing that are involved in creating products, creating property. I've spoken about, the Premier League, which everybody watches, and all that leagues which people watch. You know, of this, I don't know if people understand how many millions are paid to broadcast those programs. That's incredible content. That is intellectual property. That is real money, you know. So we have our people playing football and doing athletics and all that here, but we haven't understood how to market this and make money out of this. Branding, for instance, is huge business, you know. Sports marketing is huge business. You know, it's something. There was a time when I used to say that I was like a voice in the wilderness, talking about music. You know, nothing, you know, represents Nigeria better across the world today than our music, our intellectual property, our movies, our literature, our programming.
But what we have in this climb is different from what's obtainable outside. Now, intellectual property, like you said, you have been in the forefront of ensuring that intellectual property owners in the entertainment industry get paid for their work. How do we have that kind of situation here that is standard?
No, we have to work at it. No great nation in world history has been built by cowards. You know, some of us have faced all kinds of tribulations because of our dedication to this cause. But it's something we must do if our people have to develop. You know, our concentration on oil and the other big industry in the country, which is politics, isn't going to get us anywhere. Oil will wither, it will dwindle, you know. The greatest product of man today is intellectual products, right? And God has given us great gifts in Nigeria. We have people who can sing, we have people who can dance, we have people who can make programs, we have people who can act, we have people who can actually make computer programs and so on and so forth. We have great sportsmen.
So how can the nation leverage on these gifts?
Right people in the right place, right people who understand these issues, not people who go to government just to take what is there. People who go committed to change the situation as it is, and you'll be surprised how many millions of great jobs we can create and the happiness that will come to our people because we are doing the right things. We are giving, not taking. Let me say that I say to everybody that I meet, God blesses you not for what you take, but for what you give. I want to find Nigerians who are willing to give to their country so that things can be better. And let me repeat that intellectual property is the property of today. It's not oil.
But we're on the road to ensuring that property owners get paid in the long run. But it's a long time from now. It looks like something we cannot do quickly.
No, we can do quicker than we are doing. You know, when a few years ago I told people that a COSON will work, you know, a lot of people laughed at me.
But it took a very long time before COSON started.
No, but it's working. COSON is working. Go to COSON House today. You know, at COSON House you have some of the most fantastic, well-trained people working as I speak. Kosan is collecting royalties and distributing royalties. It might not be El Dorado yet, but there's evidence that it is working. Of course, that is why a lot of people now want to take over Kosan. Right? But that's a subject for another day. So if that can work, other things can work. We have capabilities in this country. We have abilities. We can do things. And I challenge my countrymen, Nigerians, let's join the world. Let's stop being the hewers of wood and the fetchers of water for the rest of the world.
Do we have people who understand what intellectual property is to be able to go on the saddle and implement policies?
Not enough, but we can. And that's why I like what TVC is doing today, bringing this subject over and over and over again, because it is important. I hope that the next government or the government that's coming in will take intellectual property by the bull, like by the horn.
All right.
And make sure that, as we have people who understand it, our Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, used to be Deputy Director General of the World Intellectual Property Organization, one of the best trained people in the world.
Okay.
Jeffrey Anyama.
Yeah.
So when you ask, yes, we have people,
all right,
but some of them are not doing the work that they are trained to do. And it's time to put the round pegs in the round holes and make sure that our country is working well.
Chairman Kosan, thank you very much, Tony Okoroji, for talking to us.
Bless you, my brother.
Well, today is World Intellectual Property Day, and the theme for this year's celebration is Rich for Gold, IP and Sports.
Now, the theme seeks to highlight the positive role that intellectual property plays in encouraging sports and other range of pursuits.
The day also encourages people to learn about the role that intellectual property rights play in innovation and creativity.
It is hoped that by commemorating the day, awareness of how patents, copyrights, trademarks and designs impact on daily life and the contributions made by creators and innovators to the development of societies will be promoted.
Well, the day seeks to publicize and popularize intellectual property protection laws and regulations across the globe. Joining me now is the Chairman, Copyright Society of Nigeria, Tony Okoroji. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. This year's celebration has to do with it's Go for Gold, IP and Sports. How does it work? Because it's sounding strange to some people.
And you might think it's strange if you look at intellectual property, the two broad areas of intellectual property, which is copyright and industrial property. You look at copyright protecting what we all do today. I don't know how many Nigerians watch super sports,
yes,
and watch the leagues around the world.
Okay.
If you know how many millions of pounds and dollars and so on and so forth is created by those broadcasts. I don't know if anybody knows that the average rate of a 30 seconds commercial on the American Super Bowl is $5.25 million.
So that content is what is...
Yes, being protected.
Protected.
Absolutely. That's
From
about
what?
2 billion naira for 30 seconds commercial.
From duplication?
From duplication, you can't, when you generate a program is protected by copyright. When you generate a program, that program is intellectual property. Nobody ought to use it without your authorization or license. That's the copyright area of intellectual property.
But when you come to this part of the world, do we really understand?
No, everybody thinks that it's available for them for free. But that is an important part of your economy, right? Which we must begin to protect. We have great sports people here, but a lot of them make very little money at home because we haven't understood how to turn this into money. I just talked about the copyright area. Nike is one of the biggest companies in the world. What does Nike do? Trademarks, patents, products that are protected. You can't go to America and take a Nike t-shirt and duplicate it. You go to jail.
All right, let's come back home now. Let's focus, because what we know about here, which you champion most of the time, has to do with music.
Yes.
And now we're talking about sport. How has the battle been in trying to ensure that musicians get their royalties and get what is rightfully theirs?
You know, that's what we do every day. We can't complain. I guess that's the job that the Almighty has given us, which is why I continue to speak about caution. And people who do not understand, my worry is that very few people in authority understand that the world of today is the world of intellectual property. They're still fixated on oil and buildings and all that. The world of today is the world of the brain, what you create, whether it's music, fashion, videos.
And we are yet to exploit that in
We
Nigeria.
have to. We don't have a choice, or we'll continue to be the hewers of wood and the fetchers of water for the rest of the world.
But some musicians believe that why they are not interested in the royalties is because it's abnormally low.
It has to grow. It started from nothing. It is low, but it's growing.
Is there a percentage to it?
I won't give you any figures right now, but the important point is that people are beginning to understand that music is property. Films, that's somebody's property. And you cannot use this property without the license or authorization of the owner. And that's how you build a big economy that provides jobs for millions of our people who are presently jobless and don't know what to do with themselves. You know, this is a key issue, and I hope that as the new government takes over, this is an issue that the government will pay great attention to. The world today is the world of intellectual property.
All right, Tony Okorochi, thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.